Sibilance. Hey, everybody, we are live. If you are viewing the Packaging Today show on the new StreamYard vertical layout, Corey Connors, how would somebody maybe sign up for their own StreamYard account? Do you have
yes, I believe there's a link that we
link
can
that you
share here. So
if you want for your vertical layout to look
there's the link
like
for you.
this. Hang on, can I get in it?
Oh yeah.
Here's the vertical layout. If you want to look as good as we are on the vertical layout, we're without Avelio and we don't know what we're doing.
But it's going to be the best show yet.
It's
today.
It's going to be the best. We really appreciate you, as always, coming in and tuning in with us. We've got, let's see here on the screen. Yes, new to training or looking to level up. Thank you, Sustainable Packaging Podcast.
Podcast is great.
I've heard it's the best one about sustainable packaging presented by Atlantic Packaging ever.
100%.
100%. Hey, we're going to get going today. On the show, we are going to be talking about, is interactive packaging worth the hype? Corey, what are you going to do this weekend?
So many plans. And that's why this weekend I'm going to use interactive packaging to solve all my problems. So that's all I have to say about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be disrespected in such a public with the dozens, the tens, the single digits of viewers that tune in each and every week to hear us ramble about packaging?
It's good to be a part of the team, Yeah.
I think so. I think it feels good. That's my way of welcoming you.
Thank you, sir.
To the group of people who get rudely cut off on the Packaging Today show.
I'm part of the team. Love it.
We also will have our favorite episode, Can We Solve It?
Thank you, Smart Solve.
Brought to you by Smart Solve, who is pioneering water dissolvable packaging and coming out with some really, really cool solutions. Go check them out at smartsolve.com. We'll be getting to that segment here in a little bit. But first of all, it's time to talk about taco. Did you guys do Taco Tuesday, by the way?
No, we don't, but we should. I do enjoy tacos.
Is a taco, think about this. A taco shell is actually packaging.
Yeah.
It's interactive, edible packaging.
Meat and vegetable and sauce packaging.
Or for the vegetarians or the vegans.
Yeah.
It's other things.
Vegetables. I said vegetables.
A tortilla. That's good. A tortilla or a hard shell. Or which are you, Corey?
I'm a hard shell guy, or a flour tortilla. I enjoy those.
Here's what I like to do. Do you remember the double-decker tacos at Taco Bell?
Yes.
Yeah.
OMG.
With Liv Moss. So I do enjoy taking some refried beans on the outside or on the inside of the flour tortilla, and then wrapping it, curving it around the hard shell so that it's an adhesive. We're basically building a multi-ply,
more packaging references,
edible packaging. So I have the refried bean adhesive.
Is it corrugated as well? I mean, geez.
It's fluted. No. Farted? Maybe is that because of the beans? Anyway, and then around the hard shell, so you've got the 3 plies basically, and then on the inside is where I put the goodness, and that's probably my favorite way to enjoy interactive taco packaging.
I think that's approved. I think we should all do it that way.
Yeah, I think I would tend to agree. We've lost all of the listeners already, so maybe you're watching on replay.
Yes.
Corey, interactive packaging. We've got all sorts of stuff happening right now. There's RFID enabled packaging, which is you've got interactive QR codes, you have secure QR codes, you've NFC enabled packaging. I've even heard about electronic display packaging. So there's a lot of people trying to get attention at the store shelf.
Right.
Anything that you have seen recently that makes you go,
Well, I
yes,
think
that would be
I don't think it's an option anymore to stay with what you were doing as the as the UPC code is changing. So we will need to use the smart code or the QR code moving forward for that in perpetuity. So everyone needs to be aware of this. It's something that we all need to know as packaging professionals and people that sell retail products. The how to recycle label has moved to a smart label, which is a QR code, which is great because it'll cause a lot fewer artwork changes. And moving forward, you can just change the landing page for the QR code, things like that. As the EPR changes the landscape for what's actually recyclable and where, they can just update that rather than have to do new artwork and say, "Oh, actually, we're curbside recyclable now. Congratulations!"
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Do us a favor, by the way, if you are in fact watching. I did notice today not a lot of traffic on my drive into the Label Kingdom, so I'm wondering if are people taking off early. It was it's interesting. But if you are watching on replay or if you're watching us live, drop us a note, say hello, so that we know that we are not just talking to each other, which we'll do.
We will do it. We're happy to. We enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
I think people are maybe preparing for the holidays already. I'm seeing, lots of people shopping and busy, getting ready for Thanksgiving if they're hosting, or buying the things they need to buy to bring it to their, family or friend's house.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that's what's going on. But let's get back to the topic at hand. Yes, the GS1 barcode label change, otherwise known as Sunrise 2027, is going to happen very quickly, and it's going to change a lot of things. And I think it's great. I think it's great because it can be a static or a dynamic QR code, meaning brands could now potentially have every single one of their products marked with its own unique QR code. And I've been working on quite a few projects with this over the last couple of months, to be honest with you. And there's so much you can take this interactive QR code that is just scannable. It's going to be scannable at the retail shelf. That's the big deal. That's the big change, is that all the retailers are going to have to shift from scanning a UPC code. It's a big, heavy lift. It's going to start in 2027, but there's going to be a lag time there, right?
Sure. It's expensive to buy new scanners and things like that. So I think you'll see that. But it'll also provide a lot of tracking and tracing capabilities for the retailers and for the brands. They'll be able to see exactly where their items were sold, when, how many, and then eventually, as MRFs, the material recycling facilities, become smarter, they'll be able to see if and when their material was recycled.
That would be I feel like that is a long-term iteration that's going to because a QR code or a dynamic QR code requires line of sight scanning. And so you have to be able to, it has to line up with the scanner. Right. Whereas other interactive packaging, we talk about here in a second, but I want to hang out on this QR code for just a quick minute. Because what happens right now is a brand loses complete visibility of the consumer once their item is in the store. They get obviously they get sales data and stuff like that, but that's all after, right? So now what can happen is at the store, if somebody picks it up and they scan it with their phone, maybe they have an app, maybe it's a loyalty program, depending on where they scan it, it can be in that language. You can have call outs to other, hey, we have this new product over on this aisle. There's so much more that you can do with these QR codes in the store. And then after they leave the store, so you can actually geofence these dynamic QR codes in the store. So there's something they can do in the store. And then once they leave, the QR code experience can completely change. And this is I say just back end software. Obviously, that's hard.
It's impressive. Yeah.
Really cool what can happen with these things. So I'm bullish on the QR code, the dynamic QR code, meaning variable data. There's at the Digital Packaging Summit and then also at Label Expo in Europe, I learned all about the ways in which companies can print variable data, especially just a black QR code, at the same speeds as they can run a flexo press, a gravure press, and it's just an add-on to the press. And so you can
incredible.
mark every single label, flexible bag, potentially folding cartons, corrugated, whatever it is, with some of these machines, and it won't slow down your pace,
Right.
which is pretty cool. So I think I'm mostly bullish on the variable QR code for interactive packaging.
And none of this should add cost to the consumer, which has been what's been a pushback of a lot of things recently, is that all these changes continue to add cost to the CPG company. And so then that gets passed on to the consumer.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Tom. Good to see you.
Tom says hello. Only to you, though.
Great to meet him at the Coast Summit in beautiful Laguna Beach, California. What an amazing place.
He recognized you from the vertical feed. That's right. Podcast logo. He's like, "Oh, that's Corey."
Yeah, I gave him one of the old stickers here.
Here, I can move my Label King logo onto the vertical feed. Sorry, folks, I couldn't figure that one out because we're not smart about this stuff. Okay, so other types of interactive packaging. So we talked about MRFs needing maybe a line of sight for a QR code. We've tried the Digimark, and maybe
the Holy Grail. I was thinking just that exactly right.
Yeah, so maybe there's some ways there. I think RFID is sort of the next thing that people are talking about. The pros of RFID are you don't need that line of sight scanning, so you can take a full pallet and just pass it right through an RFID reader, and it will read and write every single product that's in there. It's limited though, like there's some liquids that just you can't read the RFID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know Walmart is pushing for that and demanding that, and coming up soon.
Well, it's already happening. It's rolled out across various aspects of the store. For Walmart, that gives them full transparent supply chain visibility, exactly what's in their store. Cycle counts are a lot easier. Interestingly enough, at Label King, we have a customer and we put RFID tags on the outside of every box of labels.
Nice.
And in San Diego, we show up at their facility and there's basically just like a scanning gun, and we just walk up and down their aisles.
That's awesome.
We get their entire inventory of labels every week, and then that reconciles with a min-max sheet.
Yeah.
Just automatically dumped in, and that triggers production based off of all these RFID. So there's no longer manual counting or anything. It's really cool what you can do with RFID. The downside is expense.
Yeah.
It's
not a free program. Right.
No, I mean, if you're going to put RFID throughout your entire supply chain, that's a heavy lift, not only from a software perspective, but also from a hardware perspective. You got to get the guns, and you got to get the pallet readers, and there's just stuff. There's just stuff that you have to buy, and it takes a long time to integrate it in with your MRP and all. And there are companies out there that do a good job with the integration. It's expensive, and that's not even including the fact that putting an RFID tag onto packaging, that process is also expensive. To buy the antenna with the chip,
right, and
insert it somewhere, it adds more money. That's all.
And I've heard it's recyclable, which I guess makes sense. But there's metal in there, there's plastic, there's a whole bunch of materials in there. I would think would make the unit less recyclable, easy to recycle.
If you're going to put a resin code on an item with an RFID antenna, do you think it would be number 6 or 7?
Oh man.
Am I right, kids?
Let me call my kids. I'll find out. Yep.
Dang it. All the viewers left.
I think you would have to maybe call it a 7. Yeah. I don't know the rules. They are small, and less than 15% of the overall package. So that's oftentimes kind of the number that you need to hit.
Yeah, but it's still metal. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not plastic.
infinitely recyclable.
There are not people trying to. There are now people who are trying to use conductive inks to print
That's cool.
circuitry and antennas, which again is expensive, has its own set of challenges. It's tough, and I think in the RFID family, we've also got NFC tags, which is a part of this kind of like interactive.
Is
I
that the one like the one with the wine with Snoop Dogg where he does like a dance? Is that
No.
okay?
So
What is that?
that's augmented reality.
That's AR. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can build that into the image file. That is an app or a software.
That hasn't really taken off, huh? Yeah.
No, I mean there are people who do it, but I know a company here in Utah called Continuum that was doing a lot of augmented reality, and their company has been very successful actually making video games now in AR. So they kind of got away. Maybe they're still doing it. Shout out to the folks at Continuum. Maybe they're still doing it for packaging. I just haven't seen it a lot. It was awesome for was it 19 Crimes? I have
Yeah.
a Snoop Dogg right over here.
Yeah.
It was great for 19 Crimes. It has not been.
Yeah, I think it was a unique thing, a niche thing that they touted.
Yeah.
Thought it was cool.
So an NFC tag is like your tap to pay. So you can
Right.
take your phone and you can tap it to an item. I first saw this years ago, actually, at WS Packaging. We did a project where we put a label in a magazine that had an NFC tag and it was an ad for Lexus, and you could take your phone and set it on top of the magazine, and it would pull up this whole interactive display for Lexus, and it was a very expensive promotion.
That's really cool.
It was cool, and it just hasn't really done much. I do feel like the QR code, the combination of the QR code and COVID, those two things
Right.
made people feel super comfortable with what to do, and so just user adaptation became a lot higher with the
It
QR.
really advanced it. I agree.
Yeah. The last one before we get to our can we solve it question, which based on the amount of people who are chiming in right now, I'm going to guess is going to be limited in participation, which is okay. It's okay. Our feelings aren't hurt. None of our self-worth is tied up in the performance of these
Well,
shows.
we apologize for not being on Avelio's, feed.
No, we are on his feed.
Oh, we are. Oh, okay.
We're not on my feed.
Okay.
Because I logged in as a Velio, even though I can't
Oh,
the
I
vertical.
thought you looked good today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So the last one that I have began to hear rumors of is as like LED technology gets thinner and thinner and thinner, there's thoughts of either interactive packaging with like the meta glasses. So
Yeah.
you could basically have a brand that's, I don't know, only sold to people with these glasses, and it would have all of your data, and you would walk up and it would say, don't buy because you're allergic. You said you were doing this diet and this isn't in it, or whatever it is. I mean, you could actually program it to be like, don't buy this or buy this.
That's great.
Or it would say this is on sale at this site or whatever, whatever it is. There's things that would just pull up into your interactive glasses, and that would be built into probably the glasses using image recognition. Or if you didn't have those glasses, taking basically a thin LED display, and somebody said putting it on every like reusable packaging, and I'm like,
Jeez.
that feels to me, it was like, I think this is going to happen. I think it's coming. And I'm like, I don't know of anybody who is pushing for that. And even in the future, even if it was as thin as paper and you
Right.
would apply it,
If it was like a label material almost, yeah.
which is almost there. I mean, I think we're getting thinner and thinner and thinner with this technology, but again, like, what's the point? It's like, oh, you could just push, you could push new artwork out. You could do everything, could just be You just put the same thing on, and then it would show up, and it would. I'm like, yeah, I guess, but also that seems insanely expensive to do for all of your products. And
Yeah.
then it
Even
would,
if it's reusable, right?
yeah, what are you gonna do? Wash the electron? I mean,
Right.
I don't know. It just maybe we're too old to think about these things. But any out of the crazy, out of the ordinary interactive packaging things that you might have seen?
No, but I did want to talk about a different way of printing that I thought was really cool. Laser etching I saw in Utrecht, Holland at the Sustainable Packaging Summit, where no ink required, and they were printing corrugated boxes with white and black with lasers, and it was incredible to see. I watched it live, like, okay, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah,
And I don't know if it degrades the performance of the material. I would assume very slightly if it does. But we all know that craft paper is very thick. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting to watch.
yeah. Actually, lasers were at the Digital Packaging Summit as well. They were sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads, which was amazing.
Yeah.
No, it was so laser die cutting is actually a really big deal.
That's a deal in labels, right? Yeah. And in thermoforming too.
Yeah, yeah. So this is where, like, if you had like, well, one of the, like, this Label King sticker here,
Yep.
that was made with a laser die cut, so I don't have to buy a tool. And they go pretty fast. Also, this was laser etched.
Right. It just removes the ink
Yeah,
on the Yeti. Right. Right.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads are going to be
It's gonna be awesome.
but white and black, that's fascinating how they.
I unfortunately didn't have a ton of time to talk to them, but I have a lot of interest in that.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get here to our last segment and mercifully into this show. This is the time on Sprockets when we dance. No, this is our Can We Solve segment every week, every Wednesday, brought to you by Smart Solve. We talked about them at the beginning. Speaking of, really cool advancements in packaging, they're doing some incredible stuff with water-soluble packaging that leaves behind no microplastics and leaves behind no trace. So you can go find them at smartsolve.com. So here's what happens. We're going to probably change this up and maybe ask this on. Maybe we'll start asking questions, and the first person to respond to our question
Oh, that'd be good.
can win a
So
t-shirt.
anybody could watch it later, and then you would have a record of who won, right?
Yes. And what would they win, Corey?
Well, they would win this T-shirt, Packaging Today shirt, sponsored by Smart Solve.
On the back, there's a Smart Solve logo, and these are okay. Corey doesn't have pants on, so he didn't want to stand up.
I do have pants for once. Yeah.
These, so these are they're all printed digitally on demand, so they take a little bit of time. And again, I keep saying this: if you want a shirt and you haven't received a shirt, please,
just reach out. Yeah.
Just reach out. It's fine. You're not bothering me. It's actually super helpful. So typically what we do is we ask the audience to come up with a question, and then we try to solve it. For example, somebody asked a few weeks ago, what was the original purpose for bubble wrap? And Corey Connors said,
it's a wall covering.
Yes, we solved it.
Yeah.
Corey, I have a label question for you.
Oh, MG, my favorite.
All right.
Stickers for life.
Stickers for life. Do you know what the so there's a roller that takes the ink from so there's a meter roller and there's another roller that basically applies the ink smoothly onto a plate in flexographic printing. So do you know what this type of roller is called? It regulates the amount of ink that will transfer onto the plate, and you can effectively manipulate the depth of the color
Yeah.
using this type of roller.
My first instinct is I believe that's the doctor roller.
Oh, you're so close.
Okay.
But,
Oh wait, Alejandra, ask us a question.
yeah, you said I want a shirt. That's
Ask
not a
us.
question.
That's not a question. Yeah, that's a statement. So you need to ask us a packaging question that we can't solve. So something in your niche, maybe.
Sammy says ink roller. Good guess, Sammy, but it's actually if I had to give myself a rapper name where I only rapped about flexographic printing, this would be my rapper name.
Okay.
Also would be one of the few things that would sound like it would go really good on a bagel. So those are my two hits.
Sesame.
Yeah. Anybody know the answer? The roller that applies the ink to the plate in flexographic printing.
Oh man, I worked in corrugated flexo printing for 5 years. We didn't spend a lot of time talking about what all the rollers are called, but
Yeah.
I do remember the doctor roller. That was a big deal.
So there's a Dr. Blade. So
Dr. Blade, that's what it was.
Dr. Blade sits
Takes the excess material.
Yes. Yeah. So it's touching this roller and it's
geez,
moving
Chris. She's right. Chris nailed it.
Chris nailed it. Yeah. So great rapper name. One of the few things that sounds like it's going to go good on a bagel. The answer is Analox. It's the Analox roller.
Nice job, Chris.
And I just posted a video. We were doing just a flood coat of like this bright fluorescent green onto some labels.
I saw that.
Showing the process of the meter roller with the Dr. Blade and the Analox.
I think we need to make Chris a sweatshirt. She's gotten so many right.
Chris, I'm going to knit you a sweater. Actually, yeah. So, okay, we've got a question here from Sammy Riley. Sammy says, "What is the component used to band skids?" I think it's etc. The component used to band skids. So, are we talking about the
strapper?
Yeah, like the strapping material. That would be my.
I think that's what Sammy is asking.
Or is it stretch film to bond it together?
Or the stretch wrapper.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with one of those. Sammy, did we get it?
Did we solve it?
Did we solve it, Chris? You can let us know too. And Alejandra, bring us just any question.
Any question that we can't answer about packaging.
Yeah, go to the Googles and say, what is an unsolvable packaging question?
Don't do that.
And it says,
no cheating.
If a corrugated box leaves Portland, Maine, traveling at 62 miles per hour, and another corrugated box leaves Portland, Oregon, traveling at 67 miles per hour,
where do they meet?
Where will they meet along I-80? No, I don't know. I don't know these questions. Yeah,
I believe it's at Utah, Salt Lake City, Label King.
It would not be at Label
Mountain facility,
where you totally should come and hang out. I really enjoy when people come to the facility and I can show them around. We are going to be growing and adding equipment hopefully soon. So
congratulations.
It takes a lot of time.
Another basketball hoop, I assume.
We're going to be putting in a full court basketball hoop.
Top priorities.
Actually, my youngest daughter performs aerial silks.
Wow.
And we might be hanging up an aerial silk here. So, Corey, when you come by, you can climb up 25 feet in the air and then spin your way down the silk like you're in Cirque du Soleil.
We have one. My daughter does the same, and it scares me so much I can't even watch.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. So when your family comes back out, then you'll sign the form. Okay.
All right.
Let's see what we got. This is okay. Sorry. Study. When we look at fast-moving consumer goods, sustainability, the regulatory landscape, and the real challenges of packaging life cycle and supply real life. What do you think is still missing to truly deliver on the ambitious targets that companies are setting?
Hmm.
Well, this is a great question. This is a solvable question because it is a bit subjective. So, Corey, you are the host of Sustainable Packaging Podcast with Corey Connors, sponsored by Atlantic Packaging. Why don't you take this question?
Yeah, I think what's missing, Alejandra, is clear goals and clear requirements from the government. Extended producer responsibility is so scattered and confusing for all, and it's different in all 7 states that's been implemented in the U.S. and, frankly, globally. It's everyone has different laws and rules, and that's what's causing a lot of pushback and a lot of frustration for people trying to accomplish certain goals that they've set, because oftentimes these goals are not really a focus of the EPR that comes out. So the companies are being forced to focus on what the EPR laws are saying first, because they need to comply. And compliance is more important than setting goals, which is unfortunate. But hopefully, eventually, those compliance goals will meld with the sustainability goals that these companies are setting.
Yeah, I was thinking about what's happening with EPR on the clarity and the communication, and it's all over the place in the US. And it would maybe this is a bad analogy, but I was thinking about I was driving in this morning. It would be as though you had to comply to a rule that said you have to drive 60 miles an hour. There's a minimum speed on the highway. And you go, okay, I have to drive 60 miles per hour. And then you hit a traffic jam. And then you're like, I can't drive 60 miles per hour in this particular spot. And then you were given a ticket for not driving 60. And you'd be like, but I couldn't do that. It seems like
Right.
sometimes like that's what brands are running up against with some of these EPR bills. It's like, here is the mandate you have to comply with. And then the brands are going, okay, we're trying, but there's
Right.
these other regulations or these other market forces that are meaning we can't comply with that, whether it's tariffs or just consumer demand or availability of alternative products, whatever it might be. It's like, so how am I going to comply with something that I can't really do? And so then it's forcing, I hope it's going to be forcing EPR regulations and government to come back and say, like, okay, maybe now we say the minimum speed is 60 miles per hour only between the hours of midnight and 2 a.m. or
Right.
whatever it is. It's like, okay, that's going to be helpful. I don't know. I don't know what
It's going to have to be. It's going to have to meld together. I think there's no way we can all have separate laws. It's just not going to work. Business will be too confusing.
it
Although
is.
companies like Lorax are doing a great job figuring out these laws for people and helping them analyze their data using SpecRite and other tools. So I think that's really important that we talk about that kind of stuff, because people need to know there are solutions to these questions.
Yep. Yep. Great question, Alejandra.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy and Alejandra.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Well, we have come to the end of our show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back Monday, I think, next week, with another exciting episode of the Packaging Today show. Corey, any
Yes,
last words?
so many last words. Let's talk.